What's up, guys? We are back. We're on the 36 this time. We had little issues with the paint on the thing, and I guess because I didn't get to it quick enough and it's set outside for what's it been, 6-8 months, almost a year, that the black lacquer has just taken a dump. So it started to bubble up and pop out, so we're going to end up sending this sucker to paint so that we can get a nice black gloss paint job on it and start assembling it all back together with the motor and all the chrome trim and all the goodies so that we can get it ready to sell. So here's what we're dealing with. See if you guys can see it, but there's all kinds of little bubbles in the paint. You can probably see it a little better right in there. I know we had some checking on the deck lid, which is right there. I've already taken it off. We had some checking on it and a little bit of checking around, like right in here. It's hard to see, but there's some little bit of cross checking in there. But I guess the sun just took its toll, and I don't know if you can see all those little spots, but there's bubbles just all over it, almost like a golf ball. It's just all over it, and they're starting to pop and blister and come off of there. So what we're doing right now is we're pulling. I pulled the front garnish moldings already. The dash is going to stay in there. It's fine. The seats are going to stay in, but I cleaned out the back. The back floor was full of parts, and I've still got to take out the inner garnish on the back here, the chrome ones, and the back window. We may try to pull that back glass out. I'm not sure. I'll probably need help with that from Travis, so he's going to start working on it. We're going to have to take this thing down to the bare metal. All that paint's going to have to come off. I'm hoping maybe we might be able to do the razor blade trick and scrape most of it off and then sand like the body lines or the little belt lines, you know, where it's kind of hard to get to. But I'm hoping that the razor blade trick will work. That will save us some time. We're just going to end up having like a razor blade party or a sanding party, one of the two, and try to get this thing back down to bare metal so that he can shoot it primer and then shoot the gloss black. Once he gets done with the body and I get it back over here, then I'll take him all the fenders, and then when he gets those painted one at a time, we'll bring them back and get them assembled. Now this sedan came with a 59A that turns over by hand, and it's a pretty clean looking motor. It's got some fin heads on it. It's got a 2-carb intake, Stromberg 97s, and we're going to take that. It looks like it's set in somebody's garage and a cat peed on it here and there all over it because it's got little spots of rust on it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all the goodies off of it, check the water pumps, repaint that whole thing, and then we'll drop it back in here with the 39 trans that came with it. So right now we got to get this thing cleaned up and ready to go. We're going to get it loaded up on the trailer. Let's go. Let's see if we can pop these garnish out. There's only a few screws holding them in, so actually, you know what I'm going to do? So that regulator's in there. Yep, and it is. I'm going to crank that window down. Beautiful. Look at that. And the screws are like wood screws or something. You know, back in the day when I was a kid, and we did car show stuff all the time as a kid. My dad had an old 39 Chevy, and it was nothing to go to a car show and see 150 cars that were all built out of somebody's garage. You know, not like high-end stuff, but it was still, everybody was building cars back then. You either had an old car or you went dirt track racing. That was the two things that everybody did. Get those real quick. There we go. There we go. I've not had the seat out, but it looks like it's in pretty nice shape, which is good because it's going to get reupholstered and get put back in here. There's dirt dauber nest. Not no more. Now, if I remember correctly, the back window is actually sandwiched by the garnish molding in the outer part of the body. So, yeah, looks like it. Yeah. Yep, there's that. And I can see the glass is definitely sandwiched. I might have to go outside and pop it in. Let's see if we can do it from here. It's pretty sealed in. Okay, it's starting to come out now. There we go. We'll have to get a new seal for that one. There she is. There's our pile of chrome trim. There's the chrome grill that was in there. Check that thing out. And we got a few other goodies, some extra regulators. And that's the original box for one of the gauges that he bought. Let's see. Oil pressure gauge. This is the receipt. That's let's see, D69. Let's see if we can get the receipt open here. There's the D691 CB, $10.64 in 1973. Let's see, from the Stuart Warner Companies in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Never even knew they had a Stuart Warner company. So as the story goes, he was working on this car. A lot of chrome stuff, chrome dash, chrome garnish moldings, chrome grill, chrome headlights, tail lights, stands, tail light buckets, and the spare tire cover was even chromed, the ring and the cover. And he was making some headway on this thing. And I think from what I picked up from the last owner that the family told him was that he sent it to paint and got the body painted, got it back, and was putting it together, and went back to the paint shop to pick up the front end and all the hood, the fenders, and all the front clip part, and they misplaced it, aka it got stolen by somebody that needed it probably. And I think what happened was that ended up letting the air out of his balloon. And I think that let the air out of his balloon on his build, because that's pretty much when he stopped. If you look, the gauges are in there. You can still see right in here, the plug for the light is still on the back of that gauge. There's the temp bulb, still coiled up. It's still coiled up and setting, and stuff was just getting done until he lost all, until they stole the whole front end from him. And I think that's where it stopped, because that receipt on those gauges is from '73. And then, let's see, he probably made a little bit more headway, because I did find this. This was another bag in there, and the receipt for it says, let's see, just says Ford parts there. Joe Gaddy was the guy's name, I guess. 2 rear hub seals, headlight to fender pads, grill pads, tail light to fender pads, something one set, something tube seal or something, and then trans to floor seal. And these are all, check this out, That's all from Dennis Carpenter. When's the last time Dennis Carpenter put a little piece of paper like that with his phone number on it? That's $3 for that. And then here's the other stuff. There's the floor seal for the trans. There's the tail light seals. There's the horn ring seals. And all that stuff is all Dennis Carpenter stuff. So I don't know what the date was on that one. That one's doesn't say. But that's an old handwritten receipt. So it had to have been about the same time that he bought that and was putting the gauges in. So it's a pretty neat old car. He's got some later model front suspension on it. I think the front axle is a little bit later, maybe 46 to 48. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that one a little closer and do some measuring. But I mean, he was going to town. He had the wiring was ready to go. Look, there's the original tag that was on the wiring. And this, you know, this is all obviously set out here and bleached out, but he was plugging holes with plates in the firewall. He was also doing the brand new exhaust. The exhaust still has a sticker still on it. So he was actually making some pretty good headway on this thing. And it originally, when I got it, it had some old junk wheels on it, but it had some chrome reversed Ford wheels on it. So it was actually a pretty killer car. But we've got all the stuff out of it now, so we're going to take it and try to get it painted and get some more gloss black on that sucker. The only thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to pull this seal right here on that roof insert, and I'll put another one on it. I think that's like some kind of Hyde-em type stuff, the original Hyde-em. So, but it's going to be a killer little sedan when we get done with the old flathead in it. Wide whites on it. I got 41 hubcaps for it. The bumpers are all re-chromed too, so it's pretty cool. It's unfortunate that guy had it for almost 45 years and then passed away just a couple years ago, and the family ended up selling it. But it's a super clean car, no rust whatsoever. The floors are immaculate. There's no rust. There's been a few little repairs, but nothing crazy. And the bottoms are nice. Well, if you come over here and look in this fenders are gone. Look in here, there's no rot at all through the inner fender well. Up around that, all the bolts are removed. They all came out easily, so no rust down in there. Even the door bottoms are in nice shape. So this is gonna make a nice little car. It's gonna make a sweet little hot rod with all that chrome. Well, okay, well, let's get her loaded up. We'll get her on the trailer, and when Travis gets home, we're gonna drop it off at his place. Try to get him working on it. See if we can get him up off the couch. Good to go. Let's go.